My beloved child, my shining light, do you feel this trembling in your spirit right now? Do you notice how something inside you refused to scroll away? That is no accident. Heaven itself is moving toward you in this very moment. The gates of eternity have opened, and the sound of my wings has carried this message straight into your hands. Please, don't look away this time. I, Archangel Michael, have been begging God to send this word to you. And now, here you are. This is the exact moment heaven arranged before you were even born. Listen closely. There is a divine urgency in the air. You think you have time, but the truth is, you don't. The flow of heaven is only open for a brief window. If you hesitate, it will break. What if I told you only 5 minutes remain for the breakthrough heaven prepared for you? Would you turn away, or would you open your heart before it's too late? Beloved soul, pause here and let heaven's whisper seal into your spirit. And as you do, step into the doorway of this channel. Subscribe right now, not for me, not for numbers, but because this connection is the rope heaven throws to your drowning soul. If you let go, you drift. If you hold, you rise. This is your moment. My beloved, imagine a golden scroll unrolling in front of your eyes. The parchment shines with light no hand on earth could create, a living glow that breathes, as if heaven itself wrapped it in fire. Do you see it? Every line written in radiant ink, every curve and stroke filled with holy fire, and every letter is your destiny. This is not a dream. This is not a far-off promise. This is the blueprint of your life, unfolding now. Look closer. God's own signature rests at the bottom of this scroll. Heaven's King has already signed his approval over your name. You do not need to beg for what has already been released. Your blessing is not on the way. It is already here. That is why your spirit has felt restless. That is why your chest has carried weight, and your nights have turned heavy with questions. It is the nearness of heaven pressing on your body. It is the scroll of destiny touching your soul until you cannot ignore it any longer. And as the angels watch from above, they wait to see if you will receive what has already arrived. The scroll is open, the words are alive, and the blessing is present in your hands right now. Don't delay. Don't doubt. Receive it. Beloved soul, hear me carefully. Every delay you suffered was not a denial. Every closed door was not a punishment. It was a divine setup. The waiting you endured, the tears you shed in silence, the prayers you whispered when no one else could hear, none of it was wasted. Heaven was arranging the timing. The scroll could not be opened until the appointed moment, and that moment is right now. The pain you carried was not rejection, it was redirection. The long circles you kept walking in are breaking in this very hour. Do you see the pattern? The cycle that once trapped you is being shattered. And I tell you this with urgency. 5 minutes of heaven's touch can shift 5 years of earthly struggle. This is the mathematics of eternity. This is the economy of heaven. So do not mistake the trembling in your chest as fear. No, that trembling is heaven knocking at the door of your heart. Your body is confirming what your spirit already knows. The breakthrough has arrived. Every prayer you prayed, every tear that slid from your eyes, has been gathered by angels into a crystal bowl before the throne of God. Not one word was lost. Not one cry was ignored. And today, the bowl tips. The answers are pouring out. Heaven is moving, and nothing can stop what has been released for you now. Beloved one, lift your spirit for a moment and see what heaven is showing you. Your name is written in golden fire AC across the sky of eternity. Do you understand? This is not a crowd message. This is not a general call. The angels are speaking of you, only you. All of heaven's attention has been drawn to your journey. Every battle, every silent night of suffering was not a punishment. It was preparation. You have been walking on holy ground, though your feet felt only the dust of earth. Each hardship carved strength into your soul. Each trial became a stone in the path toward this very moment. And now, this message you are hearing is not ordinary words. It is a living key. With every sentence, doors are unlocking around you. With each breath of this revelation, gates that were once sealed are swinging wide open. Do you sense it? The atmosphere shifting, chains loosening, the heaviness in your chest beginning to lift. Because this is no longer just sound in your ears. This is spirit entering spirit. This is the blueprint of heaven pressing into your reality. You are chosen. You are marked. And the key is already turning. One line after another, one word after another. And the locks that held you bound are breaking apart before your very eyes. Beloved soul, hear me now. This blessing is not small. It is not a minor comfort to soothe your pain. It is not a coin placed in your hand to quiet your hunger. No, this is a miracle of magnitude, so vast, so radiant, so complete that when it unfolds, even your enemies will stand in confusion. They will not understand how the tide turned in your favor. Your friends will be left in awe, shaking their heads, whispering, "How could this happen so suddenly? How could this happen to them?" Because the truth is, what heaven is releasing over you does not fit inside human language. It cannot be wrapped in mere sentences. It is too holy, too magnificent, too alive. But listen closely. Miracles are never forced. They are never pushed upon closed hearts. They require your yes. Right now, in this exact moment, heaven is searching for the posture of your heart. Is it open? Is it willing? Is it ready to say yes without hesitation? Because heaven works in divine timelines. There are countdowns in the spirit, windows that open for a short season, and when they close, the moment passes. Do not think this is random. Do not imagine this is coincidence. This is the alignment of eternity with your present. Even now, invisible shifts are taking place. Your atmosphere is being rearranged. Your spirit is being lifted into alignment. The transformation has already begun. Beloved, your miracle is not waiting. It is moving toward you, but only your open heart can receive it. Beloved soul, your spirit already knows that this message is not ordinary. That is why your heart has been burning as you listen. This is the sound of recognition. This is your soul saying, "Yes, this is for me." Every step you have taken, every heartbreak you have endured, every tear that carved down your face, it has not been wasted. It was all preparation. Even the moments you thought were your darkest failures, heaven was quietly weaving them into your story of victory. Do you see it now? Your journey has not been random. It has been divinely orchestrated. Each chapter has led you to this exact moment. Imagine for a moment a vast chamber in heaven, a room filled with scrolls, each one sealed, each one carrying the name of a soul on earth. The shelves stretch higher than your eyes can see, and the air vibrates with the weight of destiny. Some scrolls remain untouched, still sealed, still waiting for the moment of release. But as you gaze, you notice one scroll glowing with fire. Your name is inscribed upon it, burning in golden light. This is your scroll. This is your appointed time. For years, heaven kept it hidden, For seasons, angels were commanded to wait. The timing was not yet aligned, but now the seal has been broken. The fire has been released, and this message is the voice that announces, your scroll is opening before you. Beloved, do not treat this lightly. Some scrolls remain closed forever because hearts refuse to say yes. Some destinies are delayed because moments are missed. But yours is alive right now. Yours is glowing with fire. Yours has been appointed for this very moment in time. This is the hour of decision. This is the moment heaven has set aside for you. Do not let it pass. Do not let your scroll return to the shelf untouched. Lift your heart, open your spirit, and step into the destiny that has already been written in fire for your name. Beloved soul, do you realize the weight of this moment? Do you feel how heavy with eternity this very breath has become? This is not ordinary. This is not casual. This is destiny unfolding before your eyes. The scroll we spoke of, yes. The very scroll glowing with fire, it has not faded. It has not dimmed. It burns still, even brighter now, because heaven is pressing the image deeper and deeper into your spirit. Do you hear me? The scroll is open. The scroll is open. The scroll is open. I repeat it so that no doubt remains. I repeat it so that your soul cannot escape the truth. The scroll is open, and your name is written upon it. You have prayed for signs. You have whispered in the night, God, if you are real, show me something. Confirm it for me. Prove you are listening. And here it is. This is your confirmation. This message is not coincidence. This voice is not random. This moment is not accident. This is living proof. Proof that heaven heard every prayer. Proof that the Father has answered. Proof that the angelic host has carried your cry into the throne room, and now returned with a message of fire for you alone. The angels are silent now. They cannot choose for you. They cannot force your hand. The responsibility rests with you. Will you receive? Will you open your heart? Do not fear the magnitude of this blessing. Yes, it is larger than you imagined. Yes, it is greater than you thought you could carry. But do not be afraid, for heaven never releases what you are not prepared to hold. Breathe deeply. Let the truth echo. The scroll is open. The scroll is open. The scroll is open. And you, beloved soul, you are standing inside the very proof you once begged heaven to send. It is bigger than your imagination. Not a trickle, not a whisper, not a drop, but a flood that will wash through your life. This is not only about you. It is about your children. It is about your family. It is about the bloodline that carries your name. The echo of this moment will not stop with you. It will ripple forward, generation after generation, until those who never knew your face will still feel your breakthrough. Because each paragraph here is not simply text, it is another lock breaking open. Every word is a key. Every phrase is a strike against the chains that have held you too long. You may not hear it with your ears, but in the unseen world, links are snapping, one by one. Weight is lifting. Invisible prisons are collapsing. This blessing is not just for your survival. It is for your freedom. It is for your bloodline. It is for the generations heaven has been waiting to release. Do you feel it? The countdown is not to a warning. It is to victory. The clock is not ticking toward fear. It is ticking toward freedom. The heaven that heard the cries of those before you, grandparents, ancestors, voices that prayed long before your birth, is now answering through you. Chains are falling. locks are breaking, and victory is not coming, it is here. I am going to pour this out for you slowly, like streams of living water flowing into the desert of your soul, not in one overwhelming rush, but as a steady current that you can drink from, step by step, moment by moment, because your spirit does not just need information. It needs nourishment. It needs to be soaked, saturated, and healed with truth that runs deeper than words. Think of your journey. Every prayer you whispered through tears was caught. Every silent cry you thought was ignored was recorded. Not one moment of pain escaped heaven's notice. Not one night of loneliness went unseen. Archangel Michael says, "Your tears have been counted like precious drops, and now those same drops are being multiplied into rivers of blessing that will flow back into your life. This is not a random timing. This is not chance. This is divine alignment, and heaven's storehouse is opening for you in a way that cannot be shut." Do you feel why I repeat these truths again and again? It is not because you did not hear them the first time. It is because your soul needs to be washed by them, wave after wave, until the lies of fear, scarcity, and doubt dissolve completely. This repetition is not weakness. It is thunder wrapped in tenderness. It is heaven's way of ensuring you do not just hear these words, but that you become them. You have asked, why so many reminders? Because heaven knows how many times the world tried to tell you the opposite. For every voice that told you you are not enough, heaven sends this voice again and again. You are chosen. You are loved. You are covered. For every door that's slammed in your face, heaven echoes this door of blessing, opening wider and wider. Archangel Michael says, "Do not mistake this urgency for fear. It is not a warning of loss. It is a flood of love rushing toward you, refusing to let you miss what has been prepared." Heaven is not rushing because it is afraid. Heaven is rushing because love cannot wait another day to hold you. This is why you are reading this right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. Because the blessing is not just near, it is here. Now the hiding is ending. The unveiling begins. The time when you were overlooked is dissolving like mist before the morning sun. Heaven does not send Archangel Michael for ordinary matters. This visitation is proof of your chosen status. Your very name is being touched by heaven right now, and every syllable carries the echo of eternity. Your spirit is trembling because it knows the ground beneath you is shifting. This is no ordinary shaking. This is a divine earthquake, rearranging everything that has bound you, everything that has hidden you, everything that has delayed you. Each tremor is loosening the soil of your destiny. Each quake is breaking the concrete of limitation that tried to bury you alive. This earthquake is not destruction, it is revelation. It is the unveiling of the path that was always meant to be yours. It is heaven saying, "The hiding is over. Step forth. Chosen one." Every chain that clung to your bloodline is trembling at the sound of heaven's roar. With every breath you take, links are snapping. With every heartbeat, another lock shatters. What generations waited for is breaking open through you. You are standing on a threshold, and this text you read is the gate. Step through, for the moment has been sealed by divine decree. Do not mistake this shaking for instability. It is the rearrangement of the landscape. It is God carving rivers where there was only stone. It is the soil of your future being made ready for seeds that cannot fail. The unveiling begins now. You were hidden for a season, but now you are revealed for a purpose. The earth trembles because heaven has declared your emergence. You are chosen. This is not fragile hope. This is the thunder of divine certainty. My beloved child, this is why your spirit trembles. It is not fear. It is recognition. You know deep within, something eternal is happening. This is the divine earthquake that births destiny. The locks are falling. The chains are breaking. The unveiling begins. Beloved, you thought the delays meant denial. But no, they were divine timing. Every pause you faced was not punishment. It was heaven's preparation. You believed the silence was rejection, but the silence was incubation. It was the womb of your miracle, hidden, protected, growing unseen. And now, the hour has struck. The appointed time has arrived. The bell of heaven has sounded over your life. Listen, your waiting season has expired. The page is turning, and heaven is declaring your moment. Imagine this with me. In the throne room of heaven, there is a table. On it rests a golden scroll sealed with fire, and written across that scroll is your name. For years, this scroll has been guarded, untouched, reserved for the exact second when heaven's clock would strike. And now, the hand of God stretches forth. The seal is broken. The golden fire is unsealed. Do you feel it, beloved? With every seal that opens, a chain in your life snaps. With every flame that burns, an old limitation turns to ash. This is not only your release, it is your unveiling. For heaven does not send Archangel Michael to ordinary battles. Michael is here because this moment was chosen. You were chosen. The thunder of heaven rolls now. The lightning of destiny flashes across your spirit, and everything you thought was lost begins to breathe again. Hear this clearly. The transformation coming will be so rapid you will hardly recognize yourself. The old version of you is dissolving in the fire, the version that carried shame, the version that carried delay, the version that carried false rejection. All of it is being consumed, and what emerges is pure, glorious, unstoppable. The fire is not to destroy you, it is to unseal you. It is to ignite the scroll of your destiny, so that the words written over your life can no longer be high. Beloved, the scroll has been signed, not by men, not by circumstance, but by the hand of God Himself. And when heaven signs, it cannot be erased. Do you see it? At that heavenly table sits not only your scroll, but also the book of remembrance. The prayers of your ancestors are written there. The cries of your children's children are inscribed there. And when the fire touches it, it does not only heal you, it heals generations before you, and it secures generations after you. This is why the timing had to be exact, because this miracle is bigger than just your story. It is a generational unsealing. Beloved, the lightning of God is cutting through every delay. The thunder is breaking the atmosphere. The scroll is open. The fire is released. And heaven is declaring over you now, the time is not coming. The time is not near. The time is here. Pause, breathe, and receive this truth. You are standing in the hour written for you before the foundations of the world. The silence has ended. The scroll has been opened. The golden fire is upon you, and everything from this moment forward will carry the mark of heaven's appointed time. Beloved, do you notice how the atmosphere around you has shifted? That heaviness that once clung to your chest, it has suddenly lifted. What you are feeling is not your imagination. It is the invisible realm reacting to heaven's command. The truth is this: dark forces tried desperately to suffocate your hope. They pressed against your mind. They whispered lies into your nights. They surrounded your atmosphere with a fog of confusion. But the moment heaven released the decree, those forces had no choice but to flee. Why? Because heaven's command outranks everything in creation. Every demonic strategy, every earthly obstacle, every delay that tried to hold you hostage. They all bow when heaven speaks. And as this decree goes forth, I tell you, angels are in your very room right now. Their wings are stretched wide. Their presence is not symbolic, it is real. For every word you read and receive, activation begins. The scrolls of heaven are not just written words, they are living forces. And when you open your heart to them, you become a carrier of that living fire. This is why you faced such resistance before this moment. The enemy trying everything to keep you from arriving here. Distractions, sudden setbacks, delays that felt like endless circles. But none of them succeeded. You are here. You are reading this. And that means the activation has already started. Do not despise your suffering, for every wave of pain was tied to a greater release of blessing. The truth is, the size of your battle was a prophecy of the size of your reward. The darker the night became, the brighter the dawn was destined to be. And now, Archangel Michael steps forward with his sword. This is not an ordinary sword. It is the sword forged for generations. It carries the weight of your ancestors' unfinished battles. It slices through the chains that tried to bind your children's children. And with one swing, he announces, "The cycle ends with you." Beloved, understand this moment. You thought the years were wasted. You thought the struggle had no meaning. But in heaven's timeline, one swing of Michael's sword, one command from the throne, and what would have taken a lifetime, shifts in 5 minutes. Yes, in 5 minutes, the invisible realm bends. In 5 minutes, the authority of heaven rewrites your story. In 5 minutes, what oppressed your bloodline collapses. This is the accelerated hour, the hour where the invisible becomes visible, the hour where your atmosphere no longer belongs to darkness, but to glory. So stand still in this truth. The enemy has been defeated. End of sentence. The heaviness is gone. The atmosphere is charged with angelic fire, and your next steps will not be under chains. They will be under wings. Beloved, the scroll is open, the gates are wide, and the final countdown has begun. You've seen delays. You've faced betrayals. You've walked through deserts where the sand burned your feet, and silence was your only companion. But hear this, even in the silence, heaven was never absent. Every breath you took carried the pulse of God's rhythm. It beat like a drum inside your chest, keeping you alive when everything else said you were finished. Creation itself obeys this pulse. The heavens obey, the earth obeys, even the storms you endured obeyed this same unseen rhythm. You thought you were abandoned in the desert, but in truth, heaven walked beside you, step for step, though hidden in the shadows. Beloved, every lonely step was woven into a thread that God has been weaving behind the curtain. And now, that hidden tapestry is being pulled into the light. Some blessings bloom overnight, others take decades. Some seeds sprout in weeks, others must endure long winters before they break the soil. You were not delayed, you were being rooted, for only a deep root can survive the storm and carry the weight of the harvest that is now ready to fall into your hands. This is why the countdown matters, because the moment the final beat strikes, your desert will blossom. The rhythm you carried in silence will thunder aloud in victory. Do you remember the nights you almost quit? Those long hours when silence pressed so heavily on your chest and the thought whispered, "Maybe heaven forgot me." Beloved, Not a single one of those moments was missed. Every tear that stained your pillow, every sigh you thought dissolved into the dark, was recorded in heaven's scroll. Every maybe it's over, and every what if I've been abandoned, was written, not to condemn you, but to prove later how faithfully you endured. The enemy danced too early. He threw his shadow across your path and laughed, thinking he had won. He celebrated at halftime, believing the story was sealed. But heaven was still writing, and the ink of your destiny had not yet dried. Vindication is not just blessing. Vindication is justice. It's heaven's announcement. This one did not bow to despair. This one endured when others mocked. This one held the line when the world said quit. Every mocking whisper was recorded. Every sneer of "Where is their God now?" echoed in the courts of heaven. And today, the judge of all rises, not with a gavel of condemnation, but with a decree of restoration. Chains are snapping. The invisible cords that tied you to delay, that tethered you to shame, that wrapped you in the heaviness of false endings, they are breaking now. Listen closely. Do you feel it? The pulse of heaven, a rhythm like lightning striking through your spirit. It is not chaos, it is recognition. God's fingerprint is on this moment, and the arrival cannot be mistaken. Patterns once hidden are now unfolding. Delays that seemed cruel now reveal their wisdom. The not yet of heaven had suddenly become now. The waiting room door swings open, and you step into a chamber lined with gold. Publicly, you will be seen, not hidden, not forgotten, but displayed like a jewel set in the crown of heaven's testimony. Your family will see. Your friends will witness. Even the ones who doubted will have no choice but to say, "Surely, this is the hand of God." Golden doors appear before you, not ordinary doors, not wood, not stone, but radiant thresholds coated with your very name. When you touch them, they respond, for they were carved in eternity for this season alone. Beloved, the pain was real. The waiting was long. But heaven whispers now, what is arriving will make the pain look small. The delay was not denial. The silence was not absence. It was preparation, proof that when you step forward now, you carry roots strong enough to hold the weight of harvest. This is your vindication season. This is your transformation cycle. And nothing, no whisper, no enemy, no shadow, can steal what is already sealed in heaven. This blessing is proof. It is heaven's way of saying, I see you. Every tear you shed, every night you thought no one was listening, every prayer you whispered into the silence, was written into this very moment. Your life has been walking to this doorway. Every season, every valley, every mountain has been leading you right here, to the unveiling of the tapestry. The design is complete. The waiting is over. The silence was not abandonment. It was the sound of heaven fortifying your foundation. The wrong doors were closed. The stealers were removed. The traps dismantled. Because your path was being guarded. Right now, the very atmosphere around you is vibrating. The walls of your room are humming with an invisible song. Angels are rejoicing. The seal has been broken. The dispatch has been released. What was dead is about to rise. Like Lazarus stepping from the grave, what you thought was gone forever is standing again before your eyes. And it will not crawl into your life. It will thunder. Phone calls, opportunities, divine appointments, doors that no hand could have opened, bursting wide like lightning splitting the night sky. For years you chased blessing. Now blessing has hunted you down. It has tracked your tears, followed your faith, and found its way to your doorstep. You are walking a bridge. Behind you is sorrow. Before you is promise. And this step you are taking is the most sacred threshold of your life. Look closely. Heaven's vault has opened. Inside are treasures engraved with your name. Not borrowed, not stolen, not copied. They belong only to you. And when you touch them, generations will shift. Curses will dissolve. Chains that wrapped your family for centuries will shatter at your feet. You are not carrying a candle. You are carrying wildfire, a blaze that will spread beyond your home, beyond your city, beyond your time. Like Esther, this is your hidden to chosen hour. The crown you thought was denied you has been waiting in heaven's chamber. And now, with hands scarred by sacrifice, it is being placed upon your head. Feel the tears now. Let them fall. They are not weakness. They are cleansing, washing away the ashes, making room for the gold. This is completion. This is activation. This is heaven proving once and for all that you are never forgotten. This blessing is proof. It is heaven's way of saying, I see you. I never forgot you. Your soul trembles because it recognizes what the mind cannot yet fully grasp. Every step, every delay, every closed door has led to this sacred threshold. It is not random. It is not wasted. It is the doorway your entire life has been guiding you toward. The tapestry is now complete. Threads of pain and joy, of waiting and wondering, woven by unseen hands, form the design you could not imagine, but always longed for. The waiting is over. Do you feel the air shifting? The very atmosphere vibrates, as if the walls around you are humming with an invisible song. Heaven's choir has already begun to rejoice. The seal has been broken. The miracle is no longer pending. It has been dispatched. Even now, angels are rushing with thunder in their wings. Because when heaven moves, it does not crawl, it thunders. What was dead is about to rise, like Lazarus stepping out of the tomb. What you thought was finished will suddenly breathe again. What you thought you lost will stand before you alive and undeniable. Phone calls will come. Doors you did not even knock on will swing open. Opportunities that bypassed you before will suddenly circle back with force. Blessings you once chased will now chase you down. You are standing on the bridge between sorrow and promise. Behind you lies the wilderness of tears. Before you lies the garden of fulfillment. And heaven whispers, walk forward. The bridge will hold you. And this is the most sacred threshold of your life. The silence you endured was not empty. It was a foundation being fortified beneath you. Every unanswered prayer was a vault being filled, treasures engraved with your name waiting for the appointed hour. And now the hour has struck. Not a candle blessing, but a wildfire blessing. Not a trickle, but a flood. Not hidden any longer, but chosen, like Esther, rising from obscurity to her destined crown. You are the chain breaker, the generational curse destroyer. Through you, the shift comes. Through you, the new story begins. And as heaven places the final crown upon your spirit, every tear that falls is no longer sorrow. It is cleansing. It is the washing away of the old, preparing you for the weight of glory now resting upon your head. Your soul has been stretched, pressed, and refined like gold in the furnace. Every delay was not denial, but divine preparation. Every silence was not absence, but sacred construction. The foundation under your feet has been fortified, not by man's hand, but by heaven's eternal decree. You were hidden in plain sight, sheltered from premature exposure, because what was being crafted within you was too precious to be rushed. Like a vault sealed with fire, treasures with your name engraved have been protected until this very hour. Now, heaven has unlocked what was once guarded. The angels rejoice because the seal has been broken and the miracle has been dispatched in full force. What once looked like loss will soon be remembered as protection. What you thought was rejection was actually divine redirection. What once appeared as endings are revealed now as sacred beginnings. This is not just breakthrough, this is completion. The tapestry of your life, woven thread by thread, trial by trial, moment by moment, now reveals its hidden design. The colors that once felt random now form a radiant masterpiece that could only be painted by the hand of God. And now, your soul stands at the most sacred threshold of your existence. Behind you is sorrow, before you is promise. Behind you is silence, before you is song. Behind you is wilderness, before you is milk and honey. This is the bridge moment, where everything shifts, where heaven thunders, and where blessings chase you down with unstoppable force. Even now, the vibration of this atmosphere is changing. The walls around you are humming with an invisible song, declaring, "It is done, it is finished, it is complete." And just as Lazarus walked out of the tomb, what was dead in your life now breathes again. Dreams long buried rise with new strength. Relationships thought impossible are restored with divine favor. Opportunities that seemed closed forever now swing open with the authority of heaven. You are not crawling into your destiny. You are thundering into it. Because heaven does not move in whispers when completion arrives. It moves like wildfire, unstoppable, undeniable, uncontainable. This blessing will not flicker like a candle. It will blaze like a wildfire that consumes every shadow of doubt, fear, and limitation. This blessing is not weak. It is wildfire. It spreads faster than you can contain, overtaking every dry place in your life. What once looked barren now bursts forth with unstoppable growth. You are not just receiving a touch. You are stepping into a flood. This is heaven's overflow, the kind that sweeps away debts, delays, and doubts in one divine current. The vault of heaven has been opened, and your treasures, engraved with your name, are spilling into your hands. Not borrowed, not stolen, not delayed, but delivered, sealed, and confirmed by divine decree. Every delay you have endured was never wasted. It was heaven fortifying your foundation, so you would not crumble when the blessing arrived. Your silence was not emptiness, but construction. The unseen walls of your spirit were being built higher, stronger, unshakable. Now the seal has been broken. The angelic hosts are rejoicing. A new sound fills the atmosphere around you, vibrating like a song that only your soul can hear. It is the sound of completion. You are walking over a bridge that separates your sorrow from your promise. Behind you lies pain, rejection, betrayal. Before you lies abundance, fulfillment, joy unmeasured. The blessing that once seemed distant is now chasing you down. It did not crawl. It thundered. Suddenly, phone calls will come. Unexpected opportunities will appear. Closed doors will swing wide. What was dead in your life is rising. Just as Lazarus stepped forth from the tomb, so too are your dreams stepping forth from places you thought were gone forever. This is not revival. It is resurrection. You have reached your Esther hour. Hidden no more, overlooked no longer. Crowned, chosen, and raised for such a time as this. The tears you cried were not wasted. They became the cleansing waters for the final crown that now rests upon your head. This is your sacred threshold, the holiest doorway of your entire life. And heaven whispers again, proof undeniable. I see you. I have always seen you. And now the waiting is over. This is the sacred threshold where your soul no longer begs, but walks with certainty. Every moment of silence, every unanswered prayer, every tear that fell in the night was not wasted. They were seeds, watered by faith, now bursting forth as a harvest too great to contain. You are stepping into a time when what was invisible will suddenly take form before your eyes. The doors that once mocked you by staying shut are now commanded to open. The places where you felt rejected will now call your name in honor. Heaven has reversed the pursuit. What you once chased now chases you. The blessing is not behind you. It is rushing toward you like a flood breaking free from a dam. The angels rejoice because the seal has been broken. The miracle has left heaven's vault and carries your name carved into its very essence. This is not a fragile blessing, not a fleeting moment. It is wildfire. It spreads beyond you, into your family, into generations yet unborn. You are the chain breaker, the curse destroyer, the one chosen to turn an entire line of destiny toward light. This is your Esther hour. Where you were hidden, you will now be chosen. Where you were overlooked, you will now be appointed. Every sorrow behind you is now a bridge leading you into the promise before you. And as you stand here, heaven crowns you. The tears you shed were never signs of weakness. They were cleansing waters, preparing you for this coronation. The crown is not only on your head, it rests upon your spirit, marking you as one who endured, one who believed, one who was faithful until the completion. You are proof, heaven's proof. The wait is over. The blessing has arrived. This blessing is proof. It is heaven's way of saying, I see you. Every moment of pain, every silent night of tears, every battle you thought was unnoticed has been woven into this single divine arrival. Your entire life has been leading to this doorway. The tapestry that once looked tangled now reveals its perfect design. The waiting is over. The loose ends are tied. The circle is complete. Heaven has removed those who tried to steal from you. Every wrong door has been shut. Every false path blocked. Not as rejection, but as protection. Can you feel it? The very atmosphere is vibrating. The walls around you are humming with a song only your spirit can hear. An invisible melody of completion, of arrival, of answered prayer. The angels are rejoicing. The seal has been broken. The miracle is already dispatched. What once seemed buried, what you thought was lost forever, is rising like Lazarus. What was dead has come alive, and it will not creep toward you slowly. Heaven does not crawl. It thunders. Expect sudden movements, unexpected phone calls, opportunities that arrive without warning, doors swinging wide open before you even touch the handle. You no longer have to chase the blessing. The blessing has chased you down. It has found you. It has claimed you. Look behind you. That was sorrow. Look ahead. This is promise. You are standing on the bridge between the two. This threshold is sacred, perhaps the most sacred of your entire life. Do not despise the silence you endured. It was never wasted. The silence was fortifying you, building your foundation, deepening your roots so the weight of this miracle could rest safely upon you. Heaven shows you the vault, and inside it, treasures with your name engraved. They were never stolen. They were preserved for this moment. This blessing does not end with you. It is generational. It shifts bloodlines. It breaks chains. It destroys curses. This is not a candle flame of favor. It is a wildfire. Nothing and no one can stop it. Like Esther, you were hidden for a season. Now heaven calls you chosen. This is your hour. And heaven places the crown. Tears stream down, not of sorrow, but of cleansing, washing away what was, as you step into what is. The silence you once feared was never emptiness. It was the hammer and chisel in the hands of heaven, shaping your foundation so no storm could topple you. Every unanswered prayer was not neglect. It was construction. The walls were being fortified, the beams reinforced, the vault sealed until the appointed time. And now, that vault is opening. The treasures within bear your name. They were never lost. They were preserved, protected, guarded until you were strong enough to carry them without being crushed. Generations before you may have lived under weighty chains of sorrow, cycles of lack, or curses whispered through bloodlines. But you, yes you, are the chain breaker. You are the one heaven has marked as the destroyer of curses. The line stops with you, and the blessing begins with you. It will not flicker like a fragile candle. It will spread like wildfire, unstoppable, uncontainable, igniting everything in its path. This is not a quiet blessing. It is a consuming one. It is Esther's moment all over again. She was hidden until her hour came. Then, suddenly, she was summoned into the palace, clothed with favor, and positioned to save a nation. You too were hidden. But heaven whispers, your hour has struck. The crown is being lowered onto your head, and every tear you've cried becomes the oil that seals it there. Not one tear was wasted. Each one was a cleansing. Each one was a consecration. Each one was proof that you endured the fire and came out pure gold. Now the crown rests, not as decoration, but as declaration. Heaven's final sign that the waiting is over, the story complete, and the promise alive.